Hi, this is Professor Evans, and these are my de-industrialization notes for the assignment that I use in my history courses, both online and on campus. This is take 24. You'd be surprised how many times you say the wrong thing when you're trying to record something. The cat jumps in here, the microphone starts clicking, the phone rings. All of those mistakes mean that I have to record. So hopefully I can get through it really quickly in about 2 minutes here and give you some ideas of what's required for the de-industrialization assignment. Basically, the purpose of the assignment is to allow you to understand the changing nature of the Western economy that has gone on since the 1970s. Usually in the 102 and 112 and my other courses, we study industrialization, the process that took place in the 19th century whereby the rural agricultural economy of the West transformed into an urban, industrial-centered economy. The key to that was steel production. Steel was used for building, steel was used for railroads, and to produce steel you needed coal, you needed iron ore, you needed railroads. All of that created an industrial-focused economy. So on the deindustrialization page itself, I've got a picture of a typical factory. This is the New Jersey Zinc Company, which was located in Palmerton, Pennsylvania, near where I grew up. The factory employed, I'm guessing, somewhere between 5,000 to 10,000 men and women at its height through most of the 20th century. And a lot of my relatives worked in the factory. The factory provided livelihoods for an enormous area around the factory. And one of the other things the factory produced was environmental problems. And that was something that we have to deal with now today, but it wasn't something really recognized while the factory was in production. So factory production was primarily the economic base of the United States and Western European economies through the most of the 20th century. But in the 1970s, things started shifting. Heavy industry shifted to the Pacific Rim, to South America, to Southern Asia. And so what was left in the United States and Western Europe was light manufacturing, less of an emphasis on the heavy industry. And as the heavy industry declined, you were left with ruins, plants that literally began to rust away, rot away. And so what do you do with those ruins and everything? And so in the assignment, I have a whole bunch of different links where you can look at photographers who've taken pictures of these ruins. Here's a shot of a steel furnace out in Pittsburgh. You can go through all these different things, modern ruins, steel art, all the industrial infrastructure of the Western world as it has crumbled in the last 50 years and everything. And so the whole purpose of the assignment is for you to consider what are the kind of problems that go along with the transformation of the industrial economy of the West. The problems not only with what to do with this industrial infrastructure as it decays, and a lot of that has to do with environmental problems that are left behind from industry, but it also has to do with what are the socioeconomic ramifications of that transition from all these people being employed in factories to all these people needing to be employed somewhere else when the factories aren't there. And so there's a lot of different ways you can approach the assignment. I've given you a lot of different materials here, and so have fun with it and come up with something really interesting, your kind of take on what this whole idea of deindustrialization really means in the modern world.